Okay, guys, I came across this article on my Twitter feed today, and it really just made me so mad. Um, I was just gonna let it go, but then I was like, nah. This article is on the IndieWire.com. So let's get into this, and I am going to react. I've read it. um, I'm going to read it to you, and I'll leave the link to it in the description. But I have some things to say about this. Excuse me. As Johnny Depp takes Cannes, Hollywood says it's ready for his comeback. Okay, before we even get into the article, I want to address something that Johnny Depp himself said in an interview at the festival about the word comeback. And I totally agree. He said, where did he even go? He didn't go anywhere. And he, if anything, he has been focused and he has been continuing to rise. There's no comeback. He didn't go anywhere. Hollywood insiders see a future for Depp if he looks healthy, shows up on time, and can remember his lines. Okay. Johnny Depp has played Cannes many times, with 4 of his films in competition: Dead Man and Ed Wood, both in 1995, The Brave and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas in 98, but he's never had this much at stake on the corset. As the Randy King Louis XV, powdered and wigged in the opening night out of competition selection Jean du Barry, Depp will begin his latest effort at career rehab. That's not why he did this film. He was not and is not trying to revive his Hollywood career. Depp, who will be 60 in a few weeks, is well past his movie star prime and remains in recovery from a string of court cases. Depp lost his wife-beater UK libel case against ex-wife, you know who she is, in 2020, but last June he won $10 million in compensatory damages in a U.S. court. Warner Brothers paid his $16 million fee for the third Fantastic Beasts film, but asked him to resign from playing the role of Grindelwald in the Harry Potter franchise. While Depp's Keith Richards-inspired Jack Sparrow fueled 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies that grossed $4.5 billion worldwide, Disney has yet to greenlight a 6th. The studio had lined up Margot Robbie to star without Depp. On the other hand, Depp is still very meaningful foreign, wrote one Hollywood agent in an email. Jean du Barry opens in France after its festival debut. While some feminists have mounted protests, Europeans seem less concerned with Depp's lapses. If there's one person who didn't take interest in this trial, it's me, Cannes director, and I'm not even going to try, Frémaux, is that his last name? Said at the Cannes Monday press conference. I don't know what it's about. I'm interested in Johnny Depp as an actor. Everyone knew Johnny Depp was going to be in a film in France. He's quite extraordinary in the film. Ask May Wan why she cast him. Clearly, May Wan cast Depp in a supporting character role, but the ponytailed star turned up on time for the Cannes red carpet, signed autographs for excited fans, spoke French to interviewers, and posed for an eager phalanx of photographers. Reviews so far are solid, if unexceptional. Our critic described it as perfectly serviceable, with Depp as a minor note who affords the French production an additional bit of luster. I stated in my Twitter comment, this article is full of backhanded compliments. It's unlikely to find theatrical distribution in North America. In America, Depp inspires different feelings. Bahoo. At Tuesday's competition jury press conference, jury member Brie Larson may as well have been speaking for Hollywood when she was asked about Depp and Jean Dubarry. We'll see if I see it, she said, and I don't know how I'll feel about it if I do. Depp could do just fine by keeping his focus on Europe. He has his own well-funded production company, Infinitum Nihil, I still have trouble saying that, in London. I'm not sure at this point in his career Hollywood has more to offer him than Europe, wrote one indie producer in an email. He's not going to do My Daughter's Been Kidnapped movies, and how many starring vehicles for actors his age are we generating over here? He seems to be doing pretty much what he wants to do over there. Depp is now set to direct and star in Modi, a Modigliani biopic co-starring Al Pacino with sales company Goodfellas, seeking backers in the Cannes market. This isn't a movie for major studios, and at a time when art house cinemas are challenged, it's not one that U.S. buyers will be eager to pre-buy. First of all, I don't think that's going to be true, especially when you combine Al Pacino and Johnny Depp in the same movie. Who's not going to want to see that? Another Modigliani movie, Modigliani, starred Andy Garcia and premiered in the 2004 Toronto International Film Festival to terrible reviews. Innovation Film Group opened the title in 8 theaters in 2005, and it grossed $208,507 domestic. Depp's last feature was Minamata, Andrew Levita's biopic. Investigative photographer W. Eugene Smith. MGM dropped the title after its Berlinale 2020 debut, and Goldwyn finally released it in 2022. It barely grossed $1 million worldwide. Well, I bought it to watch it, so. And that was, anyways, it was a good film. At least Dior believes in Depp. The fragrance house just signed him to a 3-year Dior deal, valued at a reported $20 million plus, the biggest ever for a men's fragrance pack. Because sales of the Dior Sauvage fragrance skyrocketed in the wake of his widely hyped trial. Excuse me. Depp's scented payday outstripped both Robert Pattinson and Brad Pitt. However, here it comes. Perfume companies generally aren't troubled by production insurance. Posing for photos is one thing, but when Depp is involved, showing up on set on time can be quite another. Trial testimony from his former agent, Tracy Jacobs, about his Marlon Brando scale set misbehavior on Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales. When Depp was often late and needed to be fed his lines was damning. And how many people that have worked with Johnny Depp have squashed those claims that he was a problem? Still, Hollywood may be willing to embrace the talented actor with a penchant for offbeat roles if he can behave. They're treating him like a toddler here. I spoke to multiple producers and executives rooting for Depp's return as that rare commodity, a bona fide movie star with an enormous fan following. Say that again. That took decades to cultivate. Even so, attention will be paid. People are ready to... this statement. People are ready to forgive him. Forgive him for what? What the F did he do? Forgive him for what? wrote one talent agent in an email. Like Nick Cage and Robert Downey Jr., they have been flawed human beings, but are endearing actors. Nick and Downey earned their redemption, and it looks like Johnny is in the process of doing that too. He's not trying to, and doesn't have to. He would have a better chance of working in U.S. films if people can feel for certain that his bad behavior on sets isn't going to happen again. And I'm sure studios are sure that he's going to be more professional. Oh, I'm not sure studios are sure that he's going to be more professional at this point, but they're probably curious. If he gets a good report from the French film, that will help. This is the most insulting, condescending effing article I think I've ever read about Johnny Depp. JD has U.S. as well as the rest of the world box office value among young moviegoers and adults alike when he plays an odd character, wrote one director's agent. It's when he does something dramatic and real that it usually seems not his strong suit. I gotta stop here for a second and just... Johnny Depp said it himself one time. It's the fans that pay the bills. And even if Hollywood came knocking on his door because fans are demanding him, he's not going. He doesn't care about Hollywood. He's not losing anything by not being in a big Hollywood. Hollywood is sinking. I said this on Twitter also. Hollywood is a sinking ship. And they hit that iceberg when they betrayed Johnny Depp. He has millions of fans across the world. And if you diss Johnny Depp, you diss those fans. You don't get their money. Millions of dollars you're not getting. The fans decide, not the studios. And I think Johnny Depp has decided, and I've said this a while back, why would he ever go back to someone who betrayed him like that? Didn't believe in him. Didn't support him and see him through all that mess. Didn't stick by him. Dior stuck by him. And it paid off for them hugely. People that never bought Dior before bought it because they backed Johnny Depp. Just saying. One asset for Depp is his manager at hybrid management company Range Media, CAA veteran Jack Wiggum. He truly cares about him and is a great rep in general and for JD specifically, the agent continued. Another issue is Depp's appearance. He also would have a better chance of working in the U.S. if he looked a little better, wrote the talent agent. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The man is turning 60. And he is fine. I do not normally fawn over celebrities, But the latest pictures that came out of him during this festival, even when he was on tour with Jeff Beck and the Dior, the outfit Dior had him in. Better chance of working in the U.S. if he looked a little better. What the hell? It doesn't get much better than Johnny Depp. Got to be kidding me. He looks bloated and unhealthy in the few photos I've seen of him recently. He doesn't look like a movie star to me. If he gets in great shape and if he's professional, on time, knows his lines, etc., on the films he works on now, I think Hollywood will cast him in leads again. He doesn't want Hollywood. Again, he doesn't want Hollywood's. And that whole, really, this whole article is BS. People have short memories, wrote one literary agent. I think it will be the same for Depp, unless he continues to be out of control during shooting. That has been a major black mark against him. Please, you should be so lucky to have Johnny Depp in your movie. For now, major studios remain off limits. It will be hard for a studio to hire him today, wrote one studio production executive. But it definitely will happen again if he is doing good work and not going back to imitating Peter O'Toole when he works. Now, Johnny, be a good little boy and we might reward you. Well, the same executive thinks it makes a difference when Depp works for respected filmmakers like Tim Burton, with whom Depp collaborated 8 times and earned an Oscar nomination for Sweeney Todd. He also scored nods for the first Pirates of the Caribbean film, The Curse of the Black Pearl, and for Finding Neverland. Oh, Finding Neverland was such a beautiful, beautiful movie. He does consistently great work with noted directors. It doesn't matter the size of the part. Depp will have to accept Depp will have to accept a sizable pay cut, though. The man who just received $20 million for a 3-year contract with Dior. He is a great actor, so I think he is hireable, said one studio producer. Excuse me. The question is what price? My gut says $2 to $4 million. And I am sure the streamers would let him co-lead a series. JD is good enough actor to... What is going on with my voice? JD is a good enough actor to resuscitate a career, wrote screenwriter Larry Gross. But due to age, it will be as a credible... Sorry, my dog's over here chewing on something. Sandy girl. Let's see... but due to his age, it will be as a credible character actor rather than as a leading man. He could be the kind of compelling, eccentric presence that a Christopher Walken or an Ian McKellen or a Jason Robards have been in their later years. Script consultant Nancy Negroff suggests that if Depp finds a small but crucial role in something classy equals not based on a comic book or low-rent genre, that is perfectly tailored to his grown-up bad boy persona, he could be seen as someone who can truly carry his own baggage. Or he could wind up like Joan Crawford at the end of her career. She starred in H.U.G.S. It was her last movie, one of the worst movies ever made. No one else would hire her. She was a B-movie queen. What's perhaps most extraordinary here is after all the court trials, accusations of abuse, production cost overruns, Depp's fate remains in his own hands. He can make art films in European exile, a la Woody Allen and Roman Polanski, or land a lucrative Hollywood streaming deal, or a string of juicy character roles for name directors. If that doesn't happen, well, he'll have no one to blame but himself. I'm just going to tear apart this whole last paragraph. First of all, he is not in exile. He was not cast out. He left. He left because he was betrayed. Betrayed by people he made lots of money for. And as far as it not happening again, and for him in Hollywood, having no one to blame but himself, he's not trying to make anything happen in Hollywood. And like I said on Twitter, I guess you can add this Ann Thompson, this author of this article, to the 39. So we can make it 40. Good God. I'm going to end this on a very positive note. Was listening to their interview at the festival, May Win, and Johnny Depp talking about, they're it's really a movie of few words, and I didn't even know that. She said that it is 50 minutes of music, and I thought, wow, I think that's awesome. To me, it would be like watching an opera, and 9 times out of 10, you don't know what they're saying. You can't understand what they're saying or singing. It's usually in another language, but you still know what's happening and what's going on because the music is so powerful. And that makes me want to see this all the more, because I don't think the language barrier would be a problem. I think you would know exactly what's going on, and if you know your history, if you know anything about what this story is about, then you'll get the gist of it anyways. So it might help to read a little bit about it, but I want to see it even more now. That to me, it almost sounds like it's an opera on film. And for that reason, I'm just dying to see it. I don't think the language barrier would be an issue at all. And so I hope that it does come to North America. And if it doesn't, I hope that there is a way to purchase and watch it online somehow. So I'm going to wrap this up now. Link to this article is in the description, and the author of this is Ann Thompson. At IndieWire.com. The most ludicrous, just the whole article is just one big put down. Condescending, narcissistic even. God bless, guys.